Once I won the World Cup, mentally there wasn't another goal. At 16, I played first class cricket. At 20, I played for India. At 21, I won the World Cup. For me, I believe I'm here to serve humanity and human consciousness. One of the limiting beliefs for me could be from a financial standpoint. What that number is in my head.
I can clearly see where the misalignment is right now, and I'll show it to you.
I know what you mean. Okay.
In this fascinating conversation, world-renowned law of attraction coaches Mitesh and Indu guide World Cup winner Robin Uthappa through uncovering the hidden needs, limiting beliefs, and energetic misalignments shaping his life.
Every word you say out of your mouth, every thought you have, literally every choice you make in your life, in your actions, is a result of the sequence of your needs. And if you can realign those needs, you completely shift your destiny.
Oh boy.
All our 7 energy chakras are connected to 7 energy needs. If you understand what they are, that is first. You then need to, if somebody says to me, I have big goals, but I don't feel like working, I can easily understand the need for comfort is very high. So that's the first one in the standard 7. The second one being the sacral chakra is all about, when you look at only your 7 needs, you'll get totally confused. Because each of them are very important at their own level.
It makes so much sense.
Your inner 7 needs have to match your goals. Only then the attraction happens. And if they don't, if 4th is growth, then what is the 5th?
Comfort, nothing.
Yes. That is why many of your decisions won't lead you to comfort even if you want it to be comfort.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more because
our guest today is not just any celebrity. He's the hero who got our World Cup to us, my friends. Many of you have him as your role model, that one day you want to play cricket like him and you want to get us the World Cup just like him. But I want you to understand, if there is an internal conflict inside you, affirmations won't work, my friends. Manifestation will not work for you. That's today's episode. It's about your internal conflict. It's about your internal alignment with your goals in life. And as we are talking to this hero, I want you to think about, what are your internal conflicts? What are your goals? What is the fight going on inside you? Do you have a part of you that says, I want to do this, but there's another part of you that pulls you there? And is it tearing you apart inside? Please don't worry, because heroes also go through this. I have also gone through this. And if you're going through this right now, there is a way to align this manifestation. That is why we must first say thank you in the comment section to the man himself who helped us create that internal alignment for you through his alignment. It is not easy to be the hero of our country and yet talk about your own weaknesses in front of the camera like this. So please, when this episode is going on, do not just listen, do not just watch. Take a notepad, take a pen and write it down. And as the episode is going on, every few minutes when you realize something, please do me this favor. Pause the video, comment in the comment section, what did you just realize? Share this with somebody you know is going through their own internal conflicts about, I want to do this, but I want to do that. Any internal conflict that is going on, and if you know them, share this video with them, because the transformation of this hero can be the transformation of that person in your life. And you never know, your transformation too. Ready? Ready to meet the hero of our country? Ready to meet the man who got us the World Cup? Let's begin your internal alignment now. So what would you want to manifest from this conversation? Let me put it that way.
so for me, what
Let's
the intention. So
let's say we finish the conversation. I love to come from the end space, like the result part, right? Let's say we finish this 1 hour or this 90 minutes, whatever amount of time we are together.
Yeah.
And at the end, if you would say, okay, this 90 minutes were exactly what I wanted. If you look back to those 90 minutes, what would that be? As the end result of what would you want to manifest from here?
So for me to have expounded that number, because for what I want to do in this incarnation of life, I believe I'm here to serve humanity and human consciousness with everything that I have to do. Right? I think my purpose here is to impact people en masse and to help them become the best version of themselves and live life with intention and purpose. So for me to, I think, for me to do that at the scale that I envision myself doing it for the rest of my life, I feel like what the one of the limiting beliefs for me could be, what that number is in my head, and what I want to achieve or what I desire to build, from a financial standpoint. That is a limiting belief. So to have clarity that limiting belief has exited
If I
my.
had to put it in one line, or if you had to put it in one line, what would that limiting belief be as of now? Since you said you would like to remove that as one of the objectives of the call.
The limiting belief is that this journey astrologically seems like a certain way, but my goals seem very different from that. How do I?
Now I'm understanding your point. Okay, fair enough. Now I can understand. Okay, so now we'll understand manifestation from a very different perspective. Okay, manifestation is not simply about affirmations. It's about a certain level of internal alignment in your energies.
Correct. Yes,
I can clearly see where the misalignment is right now, and I'll show it to you. So you've obviously heard about 7 energy needs, 7 energy chakras. I look at chakras not only as chakras, but also as energy. But each energy has an emotional need. I've been able to map it with certain emotional patterns. So if you've seen some of my, as you said, you have seen some of my videos, I talk a lot about emotional patterns. Where an emotion is nothing but something that repeats again and again.
Sure.
So all our 7 energy chakras are connected to 7 energy needs.
Beautiful.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
If you understand what they are, that is first. You then need to understand what is the sequence of them inside you. Like which one's activated first, which one's activated second. Every word you say out of your mouth, every thought you have, literally every choice you make in your life, in your actions, is a result of the sequence of your needs. And if you can realign those needs, I call them rewiring, you completely shift your destiny.
I know what you mean. Okay.
So let's understand what those 7 are first. Okay. 7 of them will go by the chakras. So the root chakra, obviously, which is the foundation chakra is. Okay. So it's very simple, actually. Comfort. So like I'm sitting right now. And this part of my body is all about giving me comfort. Right. So predictability, assurance, guarantee, the need to know what's going to happen next. All that comes from here. So since there are 7 needs, each of us have the same 7, but the sequence is different, like the mobile number. Now the sequence of your needs decides your frequency, and that creates your manifestation.
Wait, say that again. The sequence of your needs
creates your energy frequency, and that creates your manifestation. The second one being the sacral chakra is all about change. So change is about risk, adventure, the sexuality. So sexuality is about 2 things, right? Pain and pleasure. Third one is your solar plexus. So that's about your need for importance. It's the self-esteem, basically. Self-esteem. Esteem is importance, right? So that's the third need. Fourth one is the heart chakra. Very simple. Which is love, affection, personal life, connection, friends, right? The fifth one, the growth chakra. This one is the growth, which is all about connecting to how much you want to grow, you don't want to grow in life. This one is about serving, because it's the moment your eyes are open, the third eye, which we call, focuses outwards, not inwards. So which is more about serving. And finally, the last one, which is crown chakra. So the 7th one is nothing. Now, if you had to ask yourself, thinking about Mother Teresa, what do you think is her needs of sequence in a level of 1 to 7? To understand people's needs chakras is by understanding what I call as life choices and life conditions. No, we don't know Mother Teresa personally.
Correct.
But we know her life choices and we know a little bit about her life conditions. So if you only look at that part, the life choices and life conditions, serving. She lived all her life serving people, right? Mother Teresa never stopped serving. Her organization was built in such a way that even if she passed away,
it will continue to do.
So the serving continued, the love continued in the way she served. What do you think was the third one?
So growth would have been the third one.
You got it. Tell me how you got that. Very few people get that, man.
So because if you're serving and then it's rooted in love, then what you want to do is serve a lot more. And the only way to serve a lot more is to grow, right?
Fourth.
Importance would have been the next one. Oh no. I think comfort would have been the next one, because she as she grows the foundation, she probably want everyone to be as comfortable as possible.
Fair. And if you see, her work was also a lot to do about comforting other people. But if you look at her needs, would you say comfort first or nothing first? I'm confusing you here a little bit.
For her, nothing first. Personally, nothing.
So after nothing comes in what? Fourth would be naturally change. Because growth brings change. And a person who doesn't like change after growth will sabotage growth. Growth brings change automatically, like whether you like it or not. Okay. You become the captain, you got to change. Right? And I know people who've got promotions and sabotaged. Because I've seen in their needs, their number one need is growth, but their fifth need is change. So it's like conflicting.
Right at the top.
Yep. So they come here and they're like, I can't handle this. It's too much.
So the self-sabotage.
Yeah. So the and then they will give themselves very justifiable reasons to self-sabotage, because we never want to tell ourselves that I'm that bad that I'm destroying my own opportunity. So I have to give myself justifiable reasons, because the first job of your brain is to preserve yourself. Self-preservation. Right. So I'm going to make myself feel safe by giving myself a justification about something that meets my needs. I'm not going to go against them. So there are people who've told me, actually, I'm doing it for my family and I'm going back to India. And there are people in India who told me, actually, I'm doing it for my family and I'm going to US. But in the process, they damage something. And it's all unconscious, because it's all choices coming from the needs.
I want to say something in expression, because it's like landing on me right now.
You'll remember a lot of things.
Yeah.
Now, what if somebody was not comfortable with that level of change? What would that person do? Find a reason to go back.
Yeah, go back into your little box that you...
Yeah, and call, and then beautiful reasons will come like, actually, I want to settle down. Actually, I want that feeling of being anchored. I want a beautiful space for myself. And then these are all just reasons. And what the person is doing is, one is sabotage, but the second is going back to what I need. Now, who's the one person whose life conditions and choices you know the most?
Mine. That's it. I cannot vouch for anybody else.
I'm sure you can identify your needs. So let's come to your needs. What do you think is your first need?
For me, definitely love.
Okay. Does your life choices and conditions prove that?
Yeah. I'd have to say, yeah.
Have you sacrificed things for love?
All the time.
Have you made mistakes in the name of friendship? For the sake of friendship, made certain mistakes, got taken for granted?
Yeah. Very forgiving by nature.
So love is first?
Yeah.
Second?
Second would be service for me.
Fair. That is why you'll observe that even though you talk about business, in just 60 seconds, you switch into, I want to help the community. I want to make sure that can we give autonomy to cricketers. So you're not just thinking my business, my growth, my business. It's somewhere, it's about a certain image in your mind about helping so many people.
Yeah.
Fair. So now if you go back to your memories, you'll remember, yes, you said no to certain things.
I have so many. So
for those of you who don't know who's laughing, that's Sheetal laughing. His better half laughing in the background. And she's like, I know him. What's your third need?
Importance.
Robin, let's accept that you're a big name. Okay, you know you have a big personality in terms of what you've achieved in life. It's not easy to accept a coaching conversation like this in front of the world if importance was your number one need. Yeah. Or even the third one for that matter. So I can vouch for it. Importance is not your third need. Third is change.
Yeah.
Now here's what happens with you. Things will settle down. And just then you'll come up with an idea. And you'll say, Sheetalam, I'm telling you, I'm inspired. And you'll wake up with a dream and you'll be like, I have to do this. You have no idea how I'm feeling right now. And you'll change everything. You know what is the real problem? Inside there is some other needs. Outside there is some other want. And the conflict is here.
Yeah.
The conflict is not inside. Yeah. The conflict is, I need this, but I want that. Yeah. And as far as, so if you remember in law of attraction, I say vibrations have to match for frequency to attract. Fair?
Radio channel.
Now, your inner 7 needs have to match your goals. Only then the attraction happens. And if they don't, there's a constant internal struggle. And you'll come this close, and you must have probably experienced this. Tell me if I'm wrong. Things will come this close and something will go wrong. Like something is about to manifest and didn't manifest.
Yeah. It's come to the lip and it's just...
Yes. Now that's a very common experience for anybody who's got change before the next need. Make a guess, what is that for you? The number of times you switch conversations has a lot to do with your needs for change. Your brain works that way. Like your brain doesn't connect this conversation with only this conversation. You're one man who can see so many things connected. Like you can see this to that, to that, to that, to that, to that. And many times people are like, where did you come up with this stuff? Like,
Yeah, it happens a lot.
fourth one. What do you think is the fourth one for you? She's whispering from there. She knows it.
It's growth.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. So hence the big dreams. And hence the internal conflict between serving and growth. So your question of astrologically this, but manifestation this
Mm.
is actually not a metaphorical question between two concepts.
Mm.
Those metaphors are a reflection of your internal needs.
Mm.
Where the astrology is about what? Which need do you think it's connected to? Depending on what you know is your astrological purpose, is what? As per you. Purpose of serving or growth?
Serving.
See? And your goals are related to growth. So where is your growth number?
So it's
Fourth. Now the top three needs always defines your destiny. The lower ones have lesser power because that's the highest frequency. That's what you vibrate at the most. Now, if fourth is growth, then what is the fifth?
Comfort, nothing.
Yes. So if you see, that is why many of your decisions won't lead you to comfort even if you want it to be comfort.
Oh boy.
You plan. I'm going to go, I'm going to relax, I'm going to take a break.
नहीं होता.
And you'll change something.
नहीं होता.
क्योंकि चेंज नीड आ जाएगी. और ये जो सीक्वेंस है इसमें एक छोटा सा इंटरनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट क्या पता है आपको? चेंज पहले ग्रोथ बाद में है. आप बताओ उससे गड़बड़ क्या होगी?
Change पहले growth बाद में.
You'll change for the sake of change, not for the sake of growth.
Yeah.
That's the problem there. And the choices, that's why
So I think that's one of the reasons change also happens is change perhaps happens is because that need for service is there, which is attached to growth. And it's like, okay, how can I serve more?
Yes.
And then so
one of your reasons to come to this conversation could also be serving, because you believe in learning and you believe that अगर मेरी वजह से कुछ लोग सीख लेंगे तो problem क्या है? But also because your change need is third, your level of risk taking advantage is higher.
Adventure, no?
This conversation can also be taken as risk, right? Like some of your team members would say, why? Head क्या भैया क्यों कर रहे हो ये सब? Like फिजूल में क्यों कर रहे हो ये सब?
Team member like, why? I'm like, sit down. Yeah. I like, sit down. I'm going.
Her growth need is higher than yours. Your change need is higher than growth. She's your anchor.
Yeah.
Because you'll grow because of her many times, because when you're changing things, her growth need will be up. She'll predict it and she's like, kuch mat kar.
It's so beautiful you say this because it's so beautiful you say this simply because internally one of my significant motivators of moving to UAE was her.
What are you saying? Same here with Indu.
was actually her.
Robin, this may look like a very logical decision to many people who are listening right now. Okay, isn't it normal? Your love need is number one.
Correct. I know, that's what I said. It's that love. So for me,
you will do that. You will preserve that love for you and for her.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there must have been certain sacrifice of growth because of that. The convenience gone off, being in a certain comfort zone.
Yeah.
But you'll say, no, it's worth it. Because you met your need of love and serving.
मेरे को प्रॉपर चेंज था इधर आने के बाद. पहले 18 महीने मैंने मेहनत किया, मजदूरी किया मैंने.
So that's the change part. But you got that. You attracted what you needed.
Yeah.
Which is change.
Yeah.
Now, if the growth is lower, so let's say now if I had to come back to circle back to the conversation we started with. If you remember, I asked, what would be the achievement of this conversation as a successful conversation? And you said, I want to be clear about manifesting something. And I want to see whether this aligns. So for me, the alignment would be, can we rewire your needs in such a way that you could fulfill your astrological metaphor of serving also and your growth also? And that's possible.
And that's possible?
100%, because you're not born with your needs. There are certain needs that could be predominant, but as you're growing up, based on your culture, based on your parents, based on your upbringing, based on the experiences you have, needs get formed based on emotional patterns, based on belief patterns. Otherwise, see, when you say, I like change, what do you mean by change? It's a belief. When somebody says, I've prioritized love, what does that mean? It's a belief. something in my childhood has taught me love is important. Love is important. That's a belief.
Makes sense. I'm seeing it.
I'm addicted to certain emotions, good or bad, right or wrong. I'm addicted to certain emotions, and so are you. Those are my needs. So all these, if you think of it closely, these 7 are emotions. So for me, the fruit, you used a beautiful word, fruit. The fruit of this conversation would be alignment.
Correct.
Can we align your internal needs with your external goals? For me, that is astrology versus your growth purpose.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Okay. If we had to choose, imagine you had a choice. What would you choose as your number 1 need today?
I would still choose love.
Fair.
This conflict between want and need is
But it's an interesting question. Let's voice it out. And I promise you, you'll feel something which is a word which you're looking for a long time, and you'll feel it in the next 15 minutes.
If I go by my outer goals, then I would have to say,
you know it. You're just contemplating whether I should keep that on the top.
yeah.
Don't contemplate. Just give me the word.
It could be rooted in comfort, actually. I don't know, and not like I think it's importance. I'm conflicting somewhere between I think the understanding of comfort and importance. I think is going.
Importance is validation, appreciation, doing it because I want to be someone
that's not
people.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Comfort is also pretty low for you because change is high for you.
Change is high.
Based on your goals today.
Correct.
Which is, let's say, helping people also, and building an organization also, and building a business also. What makes sense as the first need? Just go to that part and just give me that answer. Don't think too much.
Growth.
Fair. Okay. So if you had to, without worry, putting number 1, that would be as per your goals, would be what? Growth. And second. Now, this is where the combination of your astrology and manifestation comes in. Your astrology says something which is now about to come on the second need.
Growth, and then service will come in there.
Yes. So you can grow in a way that can bring serving if you feel internally aligned that both are together.
It makes so much sense.
That was fast.
Yeah.
You spoke your heart.
Yeah.
You didn't speak your mind. Yeah. The reason is when the heart knows I want to grow, the heart focuses on want.
Yeah.
Right? The mind gets into logic of, but if I want that, then this will go wrong.
And be serving in growth.
This could change the course of where you make decisions from today onwards for the rest of your life. Okay, so growth and serving. Third, don't think of needs. You're trying to remember needs. Don't remember needs. Think of your wants for change.
Yeah. So internally, I'm feeling here, I've had a lot of change in my life.
Good.
Yeah.
So then what do you want?
I feel like I want importance.
Okay. So make a choice then.
Yeah. Because I feel like for my goals to be aligned, it has to be growth, service, importance, so that what we're building and can reach as many people as possible, right?
Tell you something which has been your deepest thoughts, which you probably haven't shared with many people. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I have probably been one of the most successful ones, and yet why am I not identified as one?
There have been times where I felt like I've never gotten my due.
So that's not only because you haven't got the dues, it's because your importance need was low.
Yeah.
Like imagine if my importance need is 6th and I want to become Shah Rukh Khan. Sawal hi nahi uthta. So what do you think Shah Rukh Khan's number 1 need is?
This is 100% important.
See? But his second is love.
Yeah. And he roots it beautifully. It's incredible.
You'll observe Shah Rukh Khan is one of those. No, seriously. Shah Rukh Khan is one of those guys who would say, I remember watching one of his videos where he's talking about his life and how his family is. And he says, there's nothing called democracy in my house. It's my way or highway. But he's clear about it.
Yeah.
Most people would keep importance at number 1 and feel bad about being egoistic. He doesn't feel bad about being egoistic. And he knows how to bring love after that.
He knows, as in, I think he marries it beautifully.
Yes.
And he does it in a very disarming manner. And it feels like it's love.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's actually coupled with this.
Yes. And that is why he attracts so much love. But if he wouldn't need it, he would sabotage it. जो उसने मांगा उसको मिला, जो आपने मांगा नहीं वो आपको मिला नहीं. But actually आपको चाहिए. So then let's bring it up. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
As we bring this into your needs, later we will also want to work on beliefs, because otherwise the mind will say, but being important is bad. That's too egoistic. That doesn't go with my personality. I am humble. It's okay to be down to earth. But actually, sometimes when it comes to the word of importance, it is important to do the promotion you need to do for your business.
Correct.
And many times your team will push you, sir, kar lo. And your internal need, if it is not aligned with importance, you'd avoid the promotion part and you will not be motivated for it. You'll end up doing it, but not fully aligned. Now, when you don't do something with full alignment, what happens? No manifestation. That was the problem. Okay, so third is importance. So let's say again, first is growth, second is serving, third is importance, fourth.
Like, given what I'm doing, there has to be change. There has to be like movement. There has to, I have to keep, I have to be that.
So let's say you said importance and then change, right? What comes after change for you as a choice?
Ideally, growth के बाद मेरे को comfort चाहिए थोड़ा. जिंदगी में बहुत मेहनत करा है. थोड़ा आराम, like I want to, like the need is to be,
you deserve, don't you?
Yeah, for me the need is to be present in my children's lives, in my wife's life, because I've traveled for the last 25 years in my life. I've traveled for more than 6 to 8 months in a year, and nothing feels more gratifying for me, and I probably get emotional talking about it, but nothing feels more gratifying for me to actually be in the presence of them, you know. And
so being in presence of them is what? Love or comfort?
For me,
how do you define that?
In the presence of them is,
think about it. How comfortable can it be to handle 2 children and a wife at the same time? Come on.
मेरे को बहुत comfortable है.
That's not called comfort. That's called love. Yeah. But the reason you wouldn't get bothered by it because it fulfills your needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not uncomfortable for you because it fulfills your needs.
मैं कह रहा हूँ आपको कि यार, there have been times that said no to opportunities.
Because love was number one.
Well-paying opportunity, because I've traveled for 8 months and I'm like, yaar, I want to spend time with them. Like, yaar, बहुत हो गया. Like, I'm like, I want, because...
So that's why I'm saying, I'm suggesting that after importance, don't put love too low.
No.
Because otherwise it'll go too much misaligned with your needs of growth.
Correct.
So after importance, what do you think we should bring in instead of change?
Yeah, change. I've had enough change in my life,
right?
And so yeah, certainly love.
I'll repeat: growth, service, importance, love.
Now I have 3 left only. I have comfort, change, and nothing, like bliss, basically.
You want certain stability.
Yeah.
You want certain stable growth also.
Yeah.
I'd like you to repeat something. I don't want you to complete the statement because these are certain things which are private to you, but I want you to say it in your head. First part I'll repeat. The later part I'll say fill in the blanks and you say it in your head. Okay? So say I want.
I want.
Now the rest of it just say it in your head. Whatever your goals are.
I want.
Okay. Second, I want. Third, I want.
Wait.
I'm sure you want many things.
Wait, stop.
Okay, I want.
I want.
Second, I want. Okay, third, I want. These are all goals, external, not needs. Fourth, I want, if there is a fourth, fifth. Tell me when to stop. Fifth, fourth, I want.
Yeah.
Okay, done? 4? Okay. Can you just look at the sequence of the 4 in your mind? Do you want to resequence the priorities of those goals, or are you good with the way you sequenced it right now? 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you want to change anything in that sequence, do it now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now say, because I want that.
Because I want that.
I need growth.
I need growth.
Because I want that.
Because I want that.
I need service too.
I need service too.
Because I want that.
Because I want that.
I'm willing to experience importance.
I'm willing to experience importance.
For that, now think about that want again.
And when I think about that want again,
I also want love.
I also want love.
While doing that, achieving that,
I
want to be comfortable.
I want to be comfortable.
And minimum change. Stable growth. At the end, some time to enjoy nothing.
Yeah. And at the end, some time to enjoy nothing.
Now just repeat with me last time. I need growth.
I need growth.
While growing, I need to serve.
While growing, I need to serve.
While serving, I need to feel my own importance.
While serving, I need to feel my own importance.
It has its own place.
It has its own place.
While being important, I want to continue feeling love.
While being important, I want to continue to feel being loved.
While loving, I want to be comfortable.
While loving, I want to be comfortable.
Change, I want to experience a little bit.
Change, I only want to experience a little bit.
I want a little of nothing now.
And I want a little of nothing now.
A time will come when I want too much nothing.
A time will come when I want a lot of nothing.
But not now.
But not now.
Just keep your eyes closed there and just check how you feel internally. And visualize yourself sleeping tonight with these needs and the way the sequence are, thinking about your goals. Imagine talking to Sheetal when you're going to sleep and thinking about your children, thinking about your work when you're going to sleep. And now imagine waking up in the morning and imagine you're waking up with the needs of growth, service, importance, love, comfort, change, nothing. And imagine making choices of tomorrow morning as per the schedule of these needs, perfectly aligned with those goals. Your team members come, they give you certain tasks, they think of certain goals, and based on your goals, you're making your choices. Now make your choices based on the same sequence of growth, service. Don't forget importance, love, comfort, change, and nothing. And imagine if you continued living aligned like this for the next 24 hours, how would you sleep tomorrow night? Go to that moment tomorrow night. Now, fast forward yourself 3 months from now, internally tuned your frequency of internal needs this way to your goals. Now take it to 1 year. Who would you be? What would you have achieved? Who would you be with right now? 10 years from now, what would you become? And have you reached a point where you probably want to rewire your needs one more time 10 years from now? 50 years? 100 years? And if you are leaving this world, feeling internally the way aligned you feel right now, how would you feel even leaving the world? Take your time, open your eyes when you would like to.
That was amazing. That felt it's interesting that I can see myself doing this for a certain period of time. I felt, yeah, maybe 10 years from now I'll probably have a real look at, if I want to shift this or not. But I think for the next 10 years I want this to be it, because with everything that I desire to do in this incarnation, this feels like the right way to go. Aligned is what is coming to me.
What you're feeling right now. There was an internal conflict which is gone. And now you won't need to doubt. The doubt was not coming because you were doubting. That was never the problem. Many times we self-diagnose.
Yeah, for me the doubt was coming from the place of alignment hoga kya? Clarity milegi kya? But now it doesn't feel like that.
So many people do struggle with limiting belief. I get that. But you were not.
Yeah.
It was the internal alignment problem. It was not the belief problem.
Yeah.
Now that you're aligned, you probably feel that sense of conviction that I'll get it.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's clear now. Clarity here is just that alignment is clear right now.
Because if you think of, you've got the skills, you've got the goals, you've got the talent, you've got the money, you've got the resources, you've got the connections, you've got the experience. So there is no reason to doubt yourself. Doubt only comes to people who don't have some or all of this. I couldn't logically make sense when you said you have a limiting belief. I don't think you have any.
No.
The problem was the alignment.
It was alignment. It was limiting belief.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. There's nothing to break.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. It is so cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was
Incidentally, he's student of advanced.
Really? You've done advanced love lecture?
Yeah.
He can repeat this module.
Oh yeah. Now, of course, then you can repeat the module.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll need to right now.
It's gotten so clear right now. It feels like, yeah, I know what it is now. So I have to live every day just aligning myself to these needs right now. That's it. I can just see it now. It's just this clear as day right now. Thank you. This is insanely cool. I'll tell you, you'll marry the story beautifully, actually. So when I first played for India, no, so when I first, when I started, my first memory of myself, Mitesh, is of me playing cricket. As a human being, my first conscious memory of myself is me playing cricket. I knew, it was like I knew in my bones that मैं इंडिया के लिए खेलने वाला हूँ. But I was like, I don't want to just play for India. I want to, I know, I want to win a World Cup for India. For me, at the age of,
You had that thought.
it was not a thought. It was like, I will win a World Cup for India. And I'll not just be a part of the team, I'll be a contributing member to a World Cup.
Wow, man, you were.
Right? And so, my whole childhood, from the age of, say, 7 is when I started playing cricket. And I played the hanging ball. So, my father put a ball on a sock or on a rope, and then we tied down and knock. My whole knocking and playing the hanging ball was about me batting and me playing matches for India, me winning matches and building partnerships and scoring runs. And when I realized my purpose, even my visualization changed towards, building partnerships, scoring runs, saving the team, winning the World Cup, and it was like all of that stuff. At no point, Nitish, at no point did I doubt ki kab hoga, kaise hoga. It was a knowing in my bones that I'll win it. So at 16, I played first class cricket. At 20, I played for India. At 21, I won the World Cup.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, we should say. You had to go back to your growth need today. What do you see yourself living your highest energy focused on right now?
My growth need today is to serve.
Fair. While serving, what would be the growth choice?
While serving will be to expand what I'm growing and from that bring significance for self.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So the importance conversation comes back. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So
I told the alignment's hit now.
Yes.
Like the alignment is hit. So for me, it's growth, service, importance, love, comfort, change,
and nothing. Would you recommend many people to align their needs?
100%. Like for me, what is interesting is I feel like a lot of what you're saying, I can see the alignment already there. So 100% this is like, I think, like I said, मुझे लगता है कि यार हर इंसान को grow करना चाहिए. Like, that growth is a part of life. So for me, I came here with that perspective also.
So I want to thank you for this, because one of my purpose was to create this show. Was because when I started teaching manifestation, I realized that a lot of people didn't understand and hence misunderstood manifestation. So I realized that there's a lot of misconception and misunderstanding around this whole concept of manifestation. तो अगर simple words में बोलूँ, बदनाम भी है manifestation.
I couldn't agree with you more, because कितने सारे लोग जो aligned नहीं हो जाते हैं based on their needs and wants, right? They feel like यार ये काम नहीं करता है, नहीं करता है.
और क्योंकि ये बदनाम है, my pursuit is to, thanks to you, shift the perception of people, and hence this complete show is only focused on celebrities. That can I bring important people like you to experience this, to understand that if you can, then they can.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, when we look up to people and when they do something, we feel like, oh, if they can do it, I can.
Yeah, of course.
So hopefully all those people who, for you, you are their hero. Hopefully will start practicing this manifestation deeper than affirmation and really start aligning their needs.
Correct. I think it's the beauty about I think the whole conversation we've had today and the understanding I've garnered from this conversation is that it's about alignment that leads to manifestation. And it's not manifestation.
No, you got that right.
It's not manifestation that leads this. It's alignment that leads to manifestations. When you align, then manifestation through affirmations will
100% work, no doubt.
Yeah.
But along with that, I would say now going forward, if I had to take it to the next level, how about doing another episode 6 months from now?
I'm open to it.
To look at how this alignment shifts a person at a different destiny level.
So that it becomes not muscle memory, but second nature. Yeah. I think that would be elite, right? It wouldn't just be high, but it'll actually be elite.
Right.
Not high performance, be elite performance.
So that's one of the things I did with Harman when we were talking to her before the World Cup coaching. For about 3 months, she was constantly, every day talking. One of the things we constantly work was just on the belief. where first we got the needs right, but then we supported some of those beliefs because in her belief somewhere earlier it was not supporting. And then comes in the last part. And the reason I say last is because it's at the most surface level. It's the emotional pattern.
The emotional pattern.
Like, what do I feel most of the time is my emotional pattern. So one of the things I would recommend you to do, and anybody here, is every 2 hours keep an alarm on your phone and just check what did I feel in the last 2 hours and make a list of it. Keep doing it every 2 hours. Now you'll only have 8 alarms in a day, even if you keep awake 16 hours, which is too high. 6 alarms maybe. But if you do it for long enough, for 7 days, you can see clear
A clear pattern.
very clear, crystal clear. Right. Now, one thing is to see those patterns, but another thing is to build those patterns. See, most people, this is something I learned from Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Most people just live by patterns.
Yeah.
Very few people can recognize patterns.
Yeah.
And then even fewer people can build patterns. And then even fewer people can implement those built patterns. Like, think of it like a musician.
Yeah.
Most people as musicians just copying.
Yeah.
Because they're just living by the patterns created by certain musicians who are legends. But then there are people like A.R. Rahman who will start recognizing patterns. Okay, so that's what he did in that English music. So he,
A level lower, level deeper.
Yes. And then in that deeper level, he'll build patterns of his own.
From that space.
And then he'll implement those patterns. So what I'd love to do is probably have a longer conversation on how do we first get the right questions, get into the right beliefs.
Yeah.
And then even build those emotional patterns, solidifying each one of these. And then 3 months from now, it's a completely different human being.
Yeah. I'm open. I'm game. Love it. This is awesome. This is so good. Thank you so much. I feel a lot of gratitude. A month ago, not even a month ago, 2 weeks ago, I was actually talking about you to another friend, and like he didn't know what you were doing, but I was like telling him that about 10 days. So I was telling him. So he's actually working on building something. He's co-founded something manifestation related.
Wow.
So I was like, you should get in touch with Mitesh, and you should get in touch with Mitesh and Indu, and like because they do a lot of this work there. And
really?
And then yeah.
Like you spoke about us and then Neet contacted you?
Don't even
Seriously?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
This is so
This is like 10 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
because we were telling Sid about, hey, maybe you should
Sid,
get
who?
So his name is Siddhartha Nantaram.
Oh.
So he's also
Okay. What a coincidence.
And that's why I actually said no to a working deal in India to do this. I actually said no to a working deal. Yeah.
And believe it, I'm after this going for a holiday and I said no.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I've been told that you're leaving tonight for a break.
Man, this is
funny, you guys, and it's funny you guys actually moved to Dubai. So like I feel like there's a community that's growing here. To actually propagate growth around the globe, and feels like all of us are kind of landing here around the same time for some reason. It feels really cool actually. Feels like there's something magical in the air and something.
No doubt about it.
It feels like something that
magical. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you something more creepy, okay? Equally creepy actually. So day before yesterday, 3 days ago, so we interviewed, or rather we coached Abdul. I'm sure you've heard of Abdul, right?
Yeah.
Listen to this. Honestly, I've only seen Abdul in Big Boss. So memory was gone. And thankfully, he kind of brought up this conversation about Abdul and I said, okay, let's coach. So the first episode completed with him 3 days ago. Today, just before I came here, today is Sunday. So I finished some workshop with my platinum members. One of my platinum members says to me, so I revealed to them that I coached Abdul. I didn't reveal our meeting to them because once it's done, only then I reveal.
Yeah.
So she says, her name is Sri Lakshmi, and she says, can I share something? I said, okay. And she shows us a picture. I'm telling you, when I really heard it properly and I saw the picture, I had tears. She shows me a picture of AI generated picture, she tying Rakhi to Abdul. And she says, when he was scanned and there was a news about he getting into trouble, I prayed that Mitesh should coach him.
No way.
And she said, I'll show you my vision board. That on the vision board I have written, Mitesh will coach Abdul and Abdul will be okay.
Wow.
And I come to know this in spite of she being in platinum 3 days after I coach Abdul.
Wow. No,
He's
it's
telling me this.
yeah, it's crazy, right? Like,
Wow.
and I don't like genuinely. I've only seen y'all work. I've seen y'all on Raj, and I've seen y'all multiple times on Raj's show, and I've followed your work, and we've become members, and just trying to understand. Okay, what is this about? How does alignment happen? And so when the opportunity came along, I just felt like, hey, and from a timing perspective, it is. Probably the next time we sit and record stuff, I'll actually tell you from the timing perspective how crazy it is.
Oh my God, this is amazing. But thank you. Thank you for accepting. Thank you for whatever sacrifice you have to make to be here on the call.
Like, and it was very aligned for me. For me, there was no, it's like for me, she's always my
Guiding force.
yeah, more than like, yeah, so she's my voice of intuition, right? So for me, I believe that women, because I believe they have creator energy. So for me, I think instinctually they're more connected to the
Source than we are. I so agree.
So for me, anything I instinctively feel, I always use her as a sounding board. So that for me, if it's in affirmation and what I'm feeling, it's like
Yeah. It's same. I'm so aligned with him because I behave like this with Indu all the time. Like if she says yes, I do it. Many times she says no, and I end up
I don't even question it. Like when she says no, I'm like, okay, we're not doing it. Fine.
Although sometimes I get angry saying, why did you question me?
Or like,
Because sometimes I
or,
be like,
or he'll be trying to convince him, "No, this will go."
No, initially, and I think as we've been together longer, I think the acceptance that even if I don't like it, it doesn't work. The experience of pushing through and making something like that I want to do, even though she said no, the outcomes of it I've experienced.
yeah.
So like, she,
It's like reminding me times I've regretted not listening to her. Like, "ठीक है, रहने दो मेरी माँ."
yeah, but this is a lot of fun. Yeah, I loved it. It's really, really cool.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you. Really appreciate you taking the time.
No,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's really
Thank you.
nice. I loved it. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. So, didn't I tell you? He is doing this not only for himself, but Robin is doing this for you as well. So, did you create your internal alignment? Did you realize some of your own internal conflicts? If you did, I want to see it in the comments below right now. I want to read it about you. Now, if you are a celebrity listening somewhere in the world and you'd love to be part of this show to manifest with IMK, to transform your life with us, please come. Now, audience, please share this video with those friends and family who you know are having a lot of internal conflict. Tell us in the comments, who do you want the next guest? Because your request may turn out to be the manifestation of this guest. Thank you very much. See you soon.